Welcome to another bedtime story. I promised to write one, and so here we are. You can listen now or save it for bedtime, whenever you would like some quiet and calm. The story I've written for you today, I've decided to call The Little Glass Wave. There was a charity shop on a very nice road. People had donated to it for a long time. The sign was faded, but they all knew its name. They'd look through the windows each time they'd walk by. It had seen many other shops come and go, the trendiest restaurants, the kookiest boutiques. But over the years, it remained on its corner. Shelves always full, mission always complete. There were endless treasures you could find in its aisles. Can openers, magnets, trinkets galore. Every time an item would be taken home, its space would be filled. There was always something more. Old video games and their matching consoles, snow globes and corkscrews and old bouncy balls, paintbrushes, marbles, glasses that sparkled, ceramics and vases. This shop had it all. It was a place where you could leave something behind, knowing when it was found, it would again be a treasure. The doors were always open, and through them people came, entering and leaving with delight beyond measure. This shop might sound like a lot to manage, but it was always, somehow, in perfect order. A place for everything and everything in its place. The books organized alphabetically by author. The clothes organized by color and size. Old furniture, tables and bean bags and chairs. The shoes in pairs sitting neatly side by side. Whoever you were, there was something for you there. Everyone was welcome to walk in and browse. Teenagers on outings with all of their friends. Couples hand in hand, drifting aimlessly in love. Fashion-forward young adults hunting for bargains. There was something for everyone, and someone for each thing. The owner of the shop would always say, things always appeared at the time they were meant to, and the same thing went for when they were taken away. On a shelf of trinkets and glass ornaments, sat for several years, a few months and some days. On the left, in the back, slightly hidden at times, a glass ornament of a deep blue wave. Nobody remembered where it had come from, or the hands that had carried it into the shop. Therefore, nobody knew that in its long life, it had seen, it had traveled, it had been through a lot. Crafted by hand a long time ago, it had been made by a glassblower across the world, who gave it to his world, his only daughter. She treasured it deeply for all it was worth. She left her home country to study abroad, not expecting in the slightest to fall in love. With a new country, a new subject, and a boy across the hall, with whom she'd have a family, but with love and with trust. The ornament followed them from house to house. It took pride of place on each mantelpiece. It was the last thing each time that the family would unpack. It would make the house feel like home, completely complete. She would look at it and remember her father. That's what she told her son when he had lost his. And when she passed on, she left the ornament to her only son, who truly treasured it. He was the third generation to hold the glass wave, but he was young and foolish, as young men can be. He always kept it somewhere, never really to hand, in a box or a cupboard, not where it could be seen. He almost forgot it was in his possession. It was not on display as it had always been. Not from neglect or malice, it was a youthful mistake. The problem is the mistakes can cost us quite dearly. Unpacking his boxes after moving homes, he felt an instinct that there was something missing. His heart sank to his shoes when he realized the truth. His wife reassured him, but he was unforgiving. He had lost the glass wave. He conducted a search, but it had been picked up, lost, or thrown away. He thought of his mother and his grandfather. He could not stop the tears from flowing down his face. Time eased the feeling, but it never truly left. thought too hard, it would cause him great pain. But the glass wave was gone, and the years slowly passed. The young man grieved his loss. He was never careless again. In the present day, the glass wave sat in the shop, watching the people that browsed all its goods, seeing new items find new owners and new homes, wondering if in future it ever again could. One day, an old man walked in from the rain. He had gentle eyes and smiled at all around him. He shook his umbrella, then shook it again, placed it by the door, then began his browsing. He was in no rush, but moved with purpose. He looked at each ornament, taking his time. He observed far more than most who had looked before, almost as though he had something specific in mind. His eyes fell on a crest, deep blue and clear. He caught his breath and stopped, almost scared to reach out. He picked up the glass wave, and his hands knew its feel, with one action required to remove all final doubt. He turned it upside down to show two initials, his grandfather's, placed there lovingly decades before. The deep blue glass wave had found him again. His mistake was corrected. He was restless no more. It was wrapped up in paper and tied up with twine, then placed in the bag with great love and care. The old man walked home in the pouring rain, with a smile on his face, as quickly as he dared. He entered his house, took off his jacket and shoes. He opened his arms for his daughter to enter. With trembling hands, he gave her the box, with tears in his eyes that her face reflected. He picked up his young granddaughter in his arms. Her mother placed the blue glass wave in her hands. She placed it upon their mantelpiece, in its rightful place, where thereon it would stand. Art is just art, and things are just things. What makes them special is the emotion they bring. When love is poured into the things that are made, you can find the whole world in a little glass wave. Good night. Sleep tight. Everything is going to be all right.